Hey everyone, my name is George and this is John. Hey John.
Hey, George.
So this is supposed to be the welcome episode for the podcast, and if you allow me, I would like to start with a quick story. So I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. You had a podcast, and back then, together with my growth person, we were like, okay, that's a podcast we would like to go on. And so I reached out through my LinkedIn profile in cold, and I honestly I didn't expect a reply, but you got back to me, and we got on a call. We did a podcast episode together, and I think we clicked. And since then, you know, we've been in contact. Like we would jump on calls and like we would discuss things, and we will share war stories. Uh, and you know, we kept like playing with this idea of doing something together, right? Um, and then at some point, I guess the timing was good to do something together. And so we decided to launch an agency together. That's Restartt. And this is an agency that helps companies with their GTM. And so our GTM as Restartt, one of the things we are doing, also because we are having fun and enjoy it, is this podcast, right? So I guess that's my part of the story. I don't know if you would add anything, but that's how I see it, and that's a very quick, like a very short version of it. But would you say that it's close to like what actually happened?
Yeah, it is very close. I think it was like 4 years ago. I remember that I looked different. If you go back and watch
Way
this
different,
episode,
man.
really different. For 4 years ago, I used to be different. I guess I look younger now. That's the only part that you skipped. But it was exactly the same story. Always enjoyed watching your content. Always respected everything that you created. We kept our friendship. And we're always discussing that when are we going to do something together? And now it is the great time, and I'm very excited to launch. After building both of us building successful agencies, and now we're two. So why don't we do something even better? I'm very excited.
I agree with you, and I think that the timing, not just for this podcast, but for the agency too, is couldn't be better. Because it's a very like volatile period with many things going on. Virtually for like almost every marketing channel I can think of right now is somewhat like volatile, and the future is uncertain. And I think that this is the best time to introduce something, bring something to the market, and also go out there and share content, knowledge, expertise, have conversations with people, and we've already started having these conversations. Okay, before we move on any further, I would like to pause here for a minute and share a couple of things about us, just for people who haven't heard of us. We are not connected. It's the first time they see our faces or like listen to our voices. John, could you start, please, and share just a few things about your background and why you think it's important that people tune in and like listen to our podcast and like follow the work we do?
Yeah, of course. So my background is I've actually started as an investment banker, the other side of the table, not being an operator. And then I switched from being an investment banker to operator, built my first company, raised money, was B2B SaaS, analytics space. Exited then built another SaaS company. Um, while I was doing that, I've also advised to many different companies backed by top investors, A16, Bessemer Aircraft, and Cherry, to name few. So in total, I built three SaaS companies, exited one, and I've also built House of Growth, my seven-figure productized content marketing agency. And for people who are listening to me, if you're a founder, I've been in your shoes. I've been a founder. I raised money. I grew companies. And for marketers, for agency owners, I've also been in your shoes as well. I'm a marketer myself. I've scaled an agency. So And I think this is why you need to listen to me. I'm not going to hold anything back. I don't like to keep any secret sauces. You'll be sure that I'll be sharing every single thing that I know and I've learned on the way.
One thing I would like to share is that the reason why this is important is because this podcast is important, and like following what we do is important is because in most cases you will not see people talking about the things they've done or they've experienced or they do actually if they are operating. So my background is somewhat different. Like until I was 26 or so, I chased the dream of like becoming an electronic music artist, which was just a dream, I guess. Then I decided to make a switch, I guess, over to marketing, which in retrospect, I guess I always liked. And so I started small by managing, Facebook ads back then, and like doing social media for different clubs and bars and whatnot. Then moved over to Upwork, did that for a while. Got a couple of clients out of Upwork, and did freelancing for a while. And then at some point, I decided to, like, I think I have enough experience and I think I can build systems that amplify my talents and like what I can do and the value I can offer to the marketplace. And so I started an agency that was back in 2020. And since then, grew that agency to 7 figures in ARR and served clients, SaaS companies primarily, from different like industries or with different growth motions, like could be vertical, sales-led, product-led, technical SaaS, marketplaces, and so on. And so I would say that this is, where I mostly add value and how I can help companies nowadays. On the side, I'm running Growth Waves, which is a newsletter that's read surprisingly even to me from people, from companies like Amazon. I saw even Nasdaq the other day, and all these great companies into it, and all these great companies. And there I'm sharing, observations, experiments, and so on and so forth. And I guess to like the podcast side of the things now, both you and we have experience doing podcasts, right? Um, I want this podcast to be a bit um a bit more flexible in terms of the format. Not every episode will be like an interview with specific questions and whatnot, because we want to go out there and share things, based on our observations, experiments we run with clients, and companies we work with and whatnot. And of course, we will also have conversations, right? Um, but I think we will remain flexible and share pretty much everything we feel that needs to get out there, right? And like to share with our audience and people.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as you said, like both of us are seeing a lot of companies and interacting with them on a daily basis. And one great thing about not just focusing on one company and focusing on many companies is that you get to exposed to many challenges and you see like what other people are doing in. I think that should be our number one goal here is just since we're exposed to a lot of companies and challenges and we both love experimenting, just like sharing our experiments so that others can learn. And whenever they listen to an episode, they have something actionable that they can go and apply to their business. And they're happy and we're happy.
That's great. Yeah, that's how I envision it. I think we are aligned there. So I don't think we should make this too long. We can hit a pause here, and yeah, thank you for like tuning in, or like if you discovered the podcast just now, go and listen, other episodes. Let us know your feedback and feel free to say hi, both to me and John on LinkedIn. I think the best place is LinkedIn, right? And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you all.